Good day. Welcome to our lesson. In this lesson, I'll be attempting to do Maths Paper 1 from May 2019. So in this exam paper, I'll be doing different topics. So I'm going to divide the video into different parts, which I'm going to put in one playlist so that you guys can go through the playlist to see all the questions. So without wasting any time, I'm going to go straight to the first question, which will be your algebra. So when it comes to algebra, you know there'll be questions that will involve factorizing and the formula. So in the first question that they're giving us a typical trinomial, which is having a of 1, b of -5, and c of -6, meaning there are two ways you can do this. You can look for the two factors of -6 that will give you -5. So let's test the two factors. If I were to use -2 and +3, these two numbers won't give me 5 because -2 plus 3 will give me 1. So I won't get a 5. But if I use -6 and 1, for example, -6 plus 1, that will give me -5. So meaning my two factors can be -6 and +1. So you can have x minus 6, and then the other bracket will have x plus 1 as your two factors. Remember, you must equate the whole thing to 0. So the other one will be x plus 1 equals to 0. And then from there onwards, you can just equate the whole thing to 0. So it will be x is equals to 6. And then also x is equals to -1, or x is equals to -1. So that will be a lovely 2 marks. For those who are not comfortable with factorizing, I will advise that you can use the formula. For example, we know that the value of a here it's 1, the value of b is -5, the value of c is -6. So using the quadratic formula, you just put a as 1, and then b as -5, and c as -6. They will give you the same answers. These two answers, you'll get them as they are, as 2 marks, or just do the factorizing, which is quicker than the formula. So that'll be the first question. Second question, okay, we're given brackets. Remember, every time in algebra, whenever they give you brackets like this, you must always multiply the first number with the first number of the other bracket. For example, this 3x will multiply this x first, and then after then, the 3x will multiply the -4. Then after then, the -1 will multiply that x, and then also the -1 will multiply the -4. So let's do that. First will be 3x multiplying under x. That will give us 3x squared, right? 3x times x, that will be 3x squared. And then 3x times -4, that will be -12x. That will be -12x. And then the -1 times x, that will be -x. -x. And then the -1 times -4, that will be +4. So remember, the whole thing must be equals to the number which is there, which is 16. So you equate the whole thing to 16. So we equate the whole thing to 16. Then from there onwards, remember, when you are solving for x, the best thing they always advise, if you're having 3 different numbers or trinomials, try to group your trinomials by like terms. For example, we've got -12x and -x. This will give us -13x. And then we also have got 14, and then 16 will come this side, so it will be 14 minus 16. It will be 14 minus 16 is equals to 0, because 16, once it comes this side, the whole thing becomes 0. So it becomes 0. Then from there onwards, again, we know 14 and 16 will give us a -2. Yeah. Minus 13x. Then 14 minus 16, that will be -2. So basically, this becomes my new trinomial. And again, whenever you see the question where they're talking about 2 decimal, just know it's quadratic. No? So with 2 decimal is quadratic, meaning you must have a, b, and c. Again, here a will be 3, our b will be -13, B will be minus 13, and then C will be minus 2. C will be minus 2, and then I'm going to put this in my formula and see what answers are they giving us. I'm going to use the quadratic formula, which is there in the formula sheet. In case if someone is wondering, it's x is equals to minus b. X is equals to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac minus 4ac. The whole thing must be a square root minus 4ac as a square root over 2a. So remember, wherever you see b, we're going to put negative 13, but be careful, it's a negative number b, so it must be negative, which is in the formula. Then in the bracket put negative 13. So don't make a mistake of saying b is 13. B is negative 13. So meaning wherever you see b, you must put the whole thing. For example, I'll do the first one just to show you guys. It'll be minus from the formula, then do the bracket, then it's minus 13. That will be our b. That will be our b. So you must be careful for a negative number. Then it'll be plus or minus root of, again, bracket, negative 13 minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is negative 2, over 2 times 3. Then that will be our thing. Just put in the calculator and see what values are we going to get. I'll put everything in the calculator to see what values are we going to get. So I'll do the positive one first. So it's x is equals to the negative, that will be positive 13 plus root negative 13 squared minus 4 times negative negative 3, that will be 12, and then over 2 times 3, that's 6. So the first one is giving me x is equals to must be 2 decimal, so it will be 5,12, since it must be 2 decimal. It's 5.12. Then let's do the negative one. Okay, put the negative value there. The other x value will be negative 0.78. It must be 2 decimal. Negative 0.78. So this would be 2 x values from the formula. So just go to the formula. Remember, it's negative in the formula, then negative b, then square root of negative b squared minus 4 times a times c, and then everything over 2 times a. Then we'll give you the 2 answers as they are. That will give you 4 marks. So you get the marks for first simplifying, then the marks for the formula itself. So let's move right along to the next question, which will be about inequalities. So with this one, the best thing that I can think of is to just rearrange it in a normal way, because I prefer to have a first before I do b, because it's always good to have a first. So let's just rearrange it that manner. Remember, 4x is positive, so it will come back in this manner again, and then greater than or equal to 0. Then you look for the common factor. Remember, but before I do the common factor, I can divide both sides. I don't like working with negative a, so I'll divide everything by negative 1 to avoid working with negative a. So divide everything by negative 1 just to avoid working with the negative a there. So everything will be divided by negative 1. Same, negative 1. And always remember, with inequalities, whenever you divide by or multiply by negative 1, when you divide or multiply by negative 1, the inequality sign must change. So you need to come back as positive, or negative and negative 1 will cancel each other. Then 4 divided by negative 1, that will be minus 4x. And then the sign must change since we are dividing by negative 1, so it will be less than or equals to, because before it was greater than or equals to, now it becomes less than or equals to 0. Then from there onwards, must get the 2 critical values. So to get the 2 critical values, the best way here is to do, you can use the formula again, because in the formula, remember, you must have a, b, and c. Here I've got a and b, meaning whenever you see a and b, you're going to put the formulas in the formula as they are. Whenever you see c, you put a 0. So to simplify this one now, it will be x common factor going to x squared, that will be x minus going to 4x will be 4, and then everything is less than or equals to 0 as our common factor. Okay, now let's look for the critical values. Critical values here, I know other one will be x 0, and that will be 4. So my critical values, I'm going to have 0 and 4. Ne? So those will be my two critical values, 0 and 4. And then remember, I must have a line. Ne? And then I have that straight line going there. Remember, it's a smiley face. Since A now is the new A is positive, then I get a smiley face. So my graph will be like that, as a smiley face. So the initial question was asking us now about that. But then now if I look at the new one here, they're asking us where the x values will be 0. So you must look at your graph where the graph is below 0. So you can see here that before 4, my graph was in the negative side. So in other words, when x is less than or equals to 4, my graph is on the negative side. Because the question here now, it has changed to less than or equal to. That's why you must focus on this, that you have changed, this part which we have changed. The sign has been changed here. That's why the answer will be less than or equals to 4. Because there it's below or it's at the negative side there. So that's the first answer. The second answer, remember, they're looking for where the graph is below or negative. Here it's also below from here also. So when x is also more than or greater than 0, the graph is also below the 0 line. So by 0 line, I'm referring to this line here. That's our 0 line here. So those will be your two answers to finish that question there. So that will be your answer for that one. So quickly, I want to have space for the next one, which I want to finish in this video as well. I want to just finish it in this video as well and just see what we can do. Okay, I think I have enough space there. Okay, now let's quickly go to the last one. Okay, first of all, it's about exponential laws, because I can see I've got 5 to the power of 2x. So whenever you get a number like that, first thing that comes to your mind is that you can go back, because we're having a plus sign or a minus sign. You can always change 5 to the power of 2x. It's the same thing using the addition rule. This can be rewritten as 5 to the power of x times 5 to the power of x, in other words. So you can basically get that thing being done twice using the power rule, so the additional rule of exponential laws. So that can be like that. And then now, meaning you can simplify this whole expression. Remember, it's -1. To get -1, you can have +1 and also -1. So I can have two different brackets. I can have one for 5 to the power of x plus 1, for example. That one will be -1, just to allow us to have those different signs to get -1. So it will be like that. And then also the other one will be 5 to the power of x minus 1 is our two different solutions. Fine. And then remember, the whole thing is equals to 14 or 4. It's 4. Whole thing is equals to 4. Whole thing is equals to 4. So now from there onwards, remember we're dividing the whole thing by 5 to the power of x plus 1, which means now it helps us a lot, because this means now we can, remember, if you have the same number as your numerator and your denominator, you can easily cancel the two numbers. So meaning you can cancel this one and also that one, because they're the same number. Meaning now you're only left with, I want to put it this side now. You're left with only 5 to the power of x minus 1 is equals to 4. That's what I'm left with, because the other ones are cancelling each other. It's equals to 4. Then from there onwards, remember, you always have exponent one side and also number one side. So this will be 5 to the power of x is equals to 5, because it will be 4 plus 1, that will be 5 now. So then from there onwards, we will just same base, same thing as having 5 to the power of 1. So same base, just equate the exponent, meaning x will be equals to 1, because if you've got that law of exponents, if you've got the same base, just equate the exponents. So that would be our answer for that part, because it will be same base, then just go and equate the same exponents. So that will simplify our situation which we're busy with. So that will be the solution to that question, which I think it's worth 3 marks. So that's a great deal of marks to get. So just need to apply your exponential laws as they are, and then you solve them that way. So that will be your answer for that one. And then yeah, thank you very much for the time, guys. That will be all for this part of the video. So in the next video, I'm going to do the other questions of this paper as it proceeds. Thank you very much, and please also subscribe if you are new to the channel. And then if maybe the answers left quick, you can always pause and write as we go step by step. Thank you very much.